This video might completely change how you look at Harbor Freight in 2026, because what's coming isn't just another batch of new tools or a typical parking lot sale. Harbor Freight is making moves that put them head-to-head with Home Depot and Lowe's, reshaping everything from how you pay at the register to what you'll find on the shelves. We're talking region-based pricing that stays within 5% of last year's rates, a January parking lot sale with exclusive early access, and dozens of professional-grade products that were just unveiled at SEMA. Plus, there's a complete digital overhaul that syncs your receipts with warranties automatically, and some strategic decisions about what's staying and what's disappearing from stores. If you've ever been skeptical about Harbor Freight stepping up to compete with the big names, 2026 is the year that changes your mind. And it all starts with what's hitting your wallet first. If you've ever wondered why the same tool costs different amounts at different Harbor Freight locations, 2026 is bringing you the answer, along with some reassurance. Harbor Freight appears to be testing region-based pricing in select areas, likely due to supply chain and logistics cost differences. Before you worry about prices skyrocketing, here's the key detail. The company is committed to keeping base prices within 5% of 2024 levels for their top-selling items. That means the tools you buy most often won't suddenly jump 20% or 30% like you might fear. The difference between locations will be transparent, not hidden. To make this work, Harbor Freight is installing digital price displays throughout stores. No more wondering if the sticker price is current or left over from last month's sale. Enhanced loyalty programs will help you track the best deals across different locations if you're near multiple stores. What about those super coupon mailers that everyone waits for? They're changing format. Flash sales and monthly specials are continuing, but they'll be distributed differently throughout the month, instead of all hitting at once. The reason is simple: better inventory availability. Instead of everyone rushing in on the same weekend and finding empty shelves, deals will rotate so stock actually lasts. But pricing isn't the only policy getting an overhaul. The parking lot sale calendar just got a major upgrade that you'll want to mark down immediately. If you've ever missed a Harbor Freight parking lot sale because you didn't hear about it until the best deals were gone, January 2026 is giving you a second chance with a major calendar upgrade. Mark this down right now. Internal planning calendars leak suggest a mid-January 2026 parking lot sale window, potentially with early access for Inside Track Club members. That's the parking lot sale window. And if you're an Inside Track Club member, you get 4 full days of early access before the general public floods in. That means while everyone else is still looking at their regular priced tools, you're walking through aisles of discounted equipment with full stock availability. This early access isn't just a few hours on Saturday morning, it's 4 entire days. Plenty of time to browse, compare, and grab what you actually need instead of panic buying whatever's left when you finally make it to the store. Along with the sale, Harbor Freight is simplifying return policies across the board. Fewer steps, less paperwork, more straightforward exchanges. They're also expanding lifetime warranty coverage to more product lines, which signals a major shift in how the company thinks about quality. Here's the bigger picture behind these policy changes. Harbor Freight is discontinuing legacy product lines that generated nearly 40% of all returns. Let that number sink in. Nearly half of the returns were coming from tools that shouldn't have been on shelves in the first place. The focus now is quality over quantity, higher quality tools with real warranties instead of cheap items that break after the first job. So what exactly will you find at that sale and throughout 2026? Let's talk about the products that have pros buzzing. If you've ever lost faith in budget ratchets after one stripped gear, Spring 2026 is about to change your perspective on what Harbor Freight can deliver. At the 2025 SEMA show, Harbor Freight unveiled dozens of new products, scheduled to drop throughout 2026. And the professional mechanics in attendance weren't laughing anymore, they were taking notes. Spring 2026 brings 20 new Icon-branded G2 professional ratchets to the lineup. We're talking stubby models for tight engine bays, flex head versions for awkward angles, comfort grip handles for all-day use, and fixed head ratchets for maximum durability. The key feature that has pros nodding their heads is the fully sealed head design. That means debris, metal shavings, and grime stay out of the mechanism, which is exactly what kills cheaper ratchets on the first dirty job. Icon has been positioning itself as Harbor Freight's answer to Snap-on and Mac tools, and these G2 ratchets are proof the company isn't playing around anymore. While a comparable Snap-on ratchet set can run you $200 to $300, Harbor Freight's pricing strategy keeps professional-grade tools accessible without the tool truck markup. A mechanic who attended SEMA told industry blogs he was genuinely impressed by the build quality and said he'd consider adding them to his regular rotation alongside his premium brands. That's the kind of validation Harbor Freight has been working toward for years, and those ratchets are just the beginning. Summer 2026 brings something even bigger, literally. If you've ever needed serious pulling power but couldn't justify spending $800 or more on a premium winch, Summer 2026 is bringing you an option that changes the game. The Badlands ZXR £15,000 winch is designed for heavy-duty trucks and SUVs, the kind of rigs that actually need that capacity for recovery work, off-roading, or towing stuck equipment out of mud and snow. The specs tell the story. A 90-foot wire rope gives you serious reach when you're stuck far from an anchor point. IP67 weather rating means this winch is completely dust-proof and can handle being submerged in water up to 1 meter deep for 30 minutes. Aircraft-grade steel construction ensures the housing and internal components won't fail under load. This is the kind of equipment that competitors like Home Depot and Lowe's typically require you to special order, and even then, you're often looking at weeks of waiting and premium pricing. Harbor Freight is stocking more of these hard-to-find items in stores, significantly increasing availability compared to big boxes. You can walk in, inspect the unit, and take it home the same day. That convenience alone is worth something when you need capability right now, not next month. On a completely different note, the popular U.S. General Mini toolboxes are expanding with 3 new color options in 2026. Purple, slate grey, and green join the existing black, blue, and red lineup. It's a small addition, but it speaks to personalization and organization. Mechanics and DIYers who color code their tools by category or project can now have more visual variety. New products are exciting, but the bigger story is what Harbor Freight is deliberately removing from shelves. If you've ever returned a Harbor Freight tool that broke on first use, you're part of the reason 2026 looks completely different. Harbor Freight knows its reputation has been a mixed bag. Some products are legitimate bargains that pros swear by, while others barely survive their first job. The company is finally addressing that inconsistency head-on by discontinuing legacy product lines that generated nearly 40% of all returns. Nearly half of the products coming back were from specific lines that shouldn't have been in stores to begin with. Instead of continuing to sell cheap tools that damage the brand's credibility, Harbor Freight is cutting those lines entirely and focusing on higher quality tools backed by lifetime warranties. The return policies are being simplified at the same time, which means fewer steps, less paperwork, and more straightforward exchanges when something does go wrong. This is a strategic business decision that prioritizes long-term trust over short-term sales volume. Selling fewer items but having customers actually keep and use them builds loyalty far better than flooding shelves with disposable junk. A contractor who spoke to industry analysts said he's noticed the shift already in 2024 and 2025, with newer Harbor Freight purchases holding up better than older ones. If that trend continues through 2026, the skeptics who've written off Harbor Freight entirely might need to take another look. At the same time they're cutting underperformers, Harbor Freight is expanding into categories they've never touched before. If you've ever needed a specialty tool and had to special order it from Home Depot or Lowe's, only to wait 2 weeks for it to arrive, Harbor Freight's 2026 category expansion is designed to eliminate that frustration. The company is moving into outdoor power equipment, power tool accessories, and corded tools, categories that have traditionally been dominated by the big box home improvement chains. More importantly, Harbor Freight is stocking hard-to-find items that competitors typically don't keep on hand. Heavy-duty truck jacks rated for serious lifting capacity, specialty winches beyond the standard consumer models, and professional-grade accessories that usually require calling ahead to check availability. Walk into a Harbor Freight store in 2026, and you'll find items sitting on shelves that would take days or weeks to acquire elsewhere. This is Harbor Freight positioning itself as a one-stop shop for tools and equipment, not just a budget alternative for basic hand tools. The pricing advantage that Harbor Freight is known for will extend across these new categories, which means professional-grade outdoor power equipment and corded tools at prices that undercut Home Depot and Lowe's by 20% to 40%. For contractors and DIYers who've been splitting their shopping between Harbor Freight for budget items and big box stores for everything else, 2026 might be the year that changes. Instant availability, expanded selection, and maintained price advantages across more categories. To support all these changes, Harbor Freight is completely overhauling how you interact with them digitally. If you've ever lost a receipt and couldn't prove your purchase for a warranty claim, Harbor Freight's 2026 digital transformation is solving that problem permanently. Digital receipts will automatically sync with warranty registrations the moment you check out. The enhanced mobile app tracks your entire purchase history, showing what you bought, when you bought it, and what warranty coverage applies, all from your phone. The app also sends seasonal alerts for relevant products based on your buying patterns. Buy a cordless drill in spring, and you'll get a notification about battery deals in summer. Purchase automotive tools in fall, and the app reminds you about oil change kit specials when winter maintenance season hits. The recommendations are based on purchase history, not generic messaging, designed to be genuinely useful. They're based on actual purchase history, so the suggestions are useful instead of annoying. A mechanic would see alerts for socket set expansions and replacement bits, while a woodworker gets notifications about blade sharpeners and clamps. Early access shopping days are rolling out nationwide for loyalty program members, giving Inside Track Club subscribers first access to new product releases and limited quantity items. The entire digital experience is designed to make shopping faster, warranty claims easier, and deal hunting more efficient. Now, before you get too excited, there's one reality check you need to know about timing. If you've been waiting for certain big-ticket items that were rumored for 2026, here's the honest truth. Some highly anticipated products have been pushed to 2027. Certain impact drivers and large-size roll cabs that were originally expected this year are now scheduled for next year's releases. Harbor Freight deliberately separated these launches to avoid combining major capital spending across multiple fiscal years. It's a financial stability move, not a product development failure. Releasing everything at once would strain inventory systems, supplier relationships, and distribution networks. The 2027 pipeline is already planned and locked in, which means these delays are strategic inventory planning, not a sign of cancellation. Meanwhile, 2026 is still packed with the Icon G2 ratchets, Badland ZXR winch, new tool colors, expanded product categories, digital upgrades, and the January parking lot sale. That's only a few weeks away. What 2026 change are you most excited about? The region-based pricing transparency, the SEMA product releases, or the digital app overhaul? And what would you like to see Harbor Freight add next that they're not currently offering? Drop your thoughts in the comments.